What if I told you the most iconic feature of a global superstar, an asset worth over $10 million a year, was created simply because he was too lazy to shave? This is the story of James Harden. You know him as the NBA MVP, the scoring champion, and the man with the legendary beard. But beyond the court, there's a savvy businessman who turned a single investment into a 4,000% return and a viral moment at a wedding that had the whole world talking. We're breaking down the complete story, from his humble beginnings in Compton to his $165 million empire.
How does a kid from Compton, who nearly wasn't born, become a global basketball icon? James Edward Harden Jr. was born on August 26, 1989, in Los Angeles, California, making him 35 years old as of 2025. His story starts with his mother, Manja Willis, who raised him and his two older siblings largely on her own, as his father was in and out of prison. It's a story of incredible resilience, as Manja had suffered a string of miscarriages before James was born. Growing up in Compton, his first love wasn't even basketball. It was baseball, where he played first base and pitched. But around age 10, as documented in his early biographies, he found his true passion on a recreational basketball court in the Watts district. A devout Christian, Harden has often been quoted saying, "I just want to thank God for everything He has done in my life." His journey from the baseball diamond to the basketball court was just the beginning, but it was in high school where he truly started to forge his legacy.
You might know him as an NBA superstar, but did you know his absolute dominance started way back in high school? At Artesia High School in Lakewood, California, Harden wasn't just a player, he was a leader, guiding his team to back-to-back state championships. His senior year stats were incredible, averaging 18.8 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per game, which earned him prestigious honors as a McDonald's All-American and a Parade All-American. He took that momentum to Arizona State University, where he made an immediate impact, averaging nearly 18 points as a freshman and being named to the Pac-10's first team. By his sophomore year, he was even better, pouring in over 20 points per game and earning the title of Pac-10 Player of the Year and consensus All-American honors. It's clear from these accolades that he was a phenomenon waiting to be unleashed, and after Arizona State's run in the NCAA tournament ended, he declared for the NBA draft. With a college career that impressive, you'd think he'd be a surefire starter in the NBA, but here's the part they don't always tell you about his early professional years.
What are the physical tools that make James Harden so physically imposing on the court? Standing at 6 feet 5 inches and weighing a solid 220 pounds, he has the size of a modern NBA guard. But his secret weapon has always been his massive wingspan, which measures an incredible 6 feet 11 inches. That's a huge advantage, helping him on both defense and rebounding. At the 2009 NBA Draft Combine, he showcased his explosiveness with a 37-inch vertical jump. It's no wonder he can be so disruptive. He even shares a shoe size 14, with other basketball legends like Kobe Bryant and Bill Russell, putting him in great company. That 6'11" wingspan on a 6'5" frame is practically a cheat code. But it takes more than just physical gifts to build a legendary career. It's about where you land and the opportunities you seize, which leads us to his unexpected start in the NBA. Every superstar has an origin story, but James Harden's journey from a bench player to an MVP is one of the most dramatic in NBA history. Selected 3rd overall in the 2009 draft by the Oklahoma City Thunder, he began his career as a valuable 6th man, even winning the NBA 6th Man of the Year award in 2012 and helping the team reach the NBA Finals. But here's the twist they don't tell you. After the Thunder refused to offer him a maximum contract, they traded him to the Houston Rockets. In Houston, he exploded, becoming an instant superstar and making his first of many All-Star teams. Over the next 7 seasons, he led the league in scoring 3 times, won the NBA Most Valuable Player Award in 2018, and signed what was then the richest contract in NBA history, a 6-year, $228 million deal. After Houston, he had stints with the Brooklyn Nets and Philadelphia 76ers, leading the league in assists for a second time in 2023. Now, with the Los Angeles Clippers, he re-signed for 2 years and $70 million in 2024, and in 2025 became only the second player ever after Stephen Curry to make 3,000 career three-pointers. His on-court journey is legendary, but the list of his individual achievements and records puts him in a category few have ever reached. How does a player truly etch their name into the eternal history of basketball? For James Harden, it's not about 1 or 2 great seasons. It's about a decade of relentless statistical dominance that places him among the gods of the game. His resume is not just impressive, it's historically significant. Imagine being recognized as one of the absolute best in your profession for an entire decade. That's what being a 10-time NBA All-Star represents. But even more exclusive is his selection as a 7-time All-NBA player, an honor reserved for the top 15 performers in the entire league each year. This wasn't a popularity contest, it was a declaration by experts that he was consistently one of the best in the world. Offensively, he reached a level of firepower few have ever seen, capturing the league's scoring title 3 separate times. His dominance wasn't just confined to the NBA either. When he wore the red, white, and blue for Team USA, he brought home gold, winning at the highest levels of international competition at both the 2012 Summer Olympics and the 2014 FIBA World Cup. However, the most definitive honor of his career arguably came in 2021, when the league celebrated its diamond anniversary by naming the 75 greatest players in its history. James Harden's name was on that list, cementing his legacy forever among basketball royalty. To truly grasp his offensive genius, you have to look at the almost mythical company he keeps. There is an ultra-exclusive club in NBA history for players who have scored 40 or more points in at least 100 games. The list has only 4 names on it: Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and James Harden. Let that sink in. When it comes to explosive scoring nights, his name is spoken alongside the most legendary offensive forces the sport has ever produced. His relentless climb up the history books continued into 2025, when he surpassed the legendary Oscar the Big O Robertson to claim 14th place on the NBA's all-time scoring list. With a resume this packed with historical achievements, you'd think his entire life was lived on the hardwood. But recently, his personal life stepped into the spotlight in a way no one expected.
When you're an NBA superstar with a 9-figure net worth, what does your life actually look like? In 2025, James Harden's net worth is estimated at a staggering $165 million. And according to financial reports, that wealth isn't just from basketball. He pulls in over $19 million a year from endorsements alone with brands like Adidas and Spotify. His success is on full display in his real estate, including a jaw-dropping mansion in Houston that spans over 1,000 square meters, complete with an infinity pool, home theater, and a private basketball court. He also owns a $10 million resort-style villa in Los Angeles with panoramic city views. Then there's the car collection, valued at nearly $850,000. The crown jewel is a $345,000 two-tone Rolls Royce Wraith with a twin-turbo V12. He also owns a Bentley Bentayga, which he once called the fastest SUV available, a Range Rover, and a custom all-black Chevy Camaro. But Harden isn't just spending his money. He's a savvy businessman who's turning his fortune into an even bigger empire.
Who is the woman who captured the heart of one of the NBA's most famous bachelors? As of 2025, James Harden is in a public relationship with Paige Spites, a successful fashion designer who runs the brand Front Page. The world got its first real look at them as a couple in June 2024 when they attended Rajon Rondo's wedding in Italy. That's where a viral moment was born. Spites caught the bridal bouquet, and the camera caught Harden's priceless deer-in-the-headlights expression, a clip that was shared all over the internet. Spites is a force in her own right, with over 201,000 followers and a respected fashion label. She has a 6-year-old son named Prince from a previous relationship, and while Harden has no known biological children, he's been seen bonding with the young boy. That bouquet catch moment was pure comedy gold and really humanized him for millions. And judging by Speitz's social media posts about potential wedding plans, it seems that moment might have been foreshadowing. A new relationship is one thing, but Harden's lifestyle has always been legendary, built on a fortune that goes far beyond just his NBA salary.
You know the most valuable player on the court, but do you know the chief executive officer in the boardroom? James Harden's brilliance extends far beyond the basketball court, revealing a master strategist in the world of business and investment. He's not just spending his fortune, he's building an empire. Take, for instance, his upscale restaurant in Houston, 13. This isn't just a restaurant, it's an experience, a reflection of his own luxurious style. After a complete renovation, the establishment boasts sleek interiors, international flavors, and an exclusive weekend-only supper club. Imagine sinking into plush booth seating at Quartz Tables, surrounded by a sophisticated vibe curated by a live DJ and a stunning, ultra-modern 5-tier bar. This is a man playing chess while others are playing checkers. His investment portfolio is where his genius truly shines. One of his most legendary moves was investing in the sports drink company Body Armor way back in 2014 when it had a valuation of just $60 million. It was a move showing incredible foresight. When Coca-Cola acquired Body Armor in 2021 for a staggering $8 billion, reports indicate Harden gained a mind-blowing return of over 4,000% on his investment. He's also invested in his community, buying a $15 million stake in Houston soccer teams, the Dynamo and the Dash, and partnered with a brand carrying a powerful legacy, Art of Sport, the body care company co-founded by the late, great Kobe Bryant. And then there are the endorsements, led by the deal that put him in truly rarefied air, his partnership with Adidas, worth $200 million over 13 years. It's the second largest Adidas deal in the world, behind only soccer icon Lionel Messi. This isn't just a sponsorship. He plays a leading role in their global campaigns and helps develop his own signature footwear collections. In what might be the most on-brand partnership imaginable, he also became an investor and brand champion for the Beard Club in 2022, perfectly aligning his business with his iconic personal trademark. This business empire is built on a carefully crafted image, an image defined by bold fashion choices, and of course, one of the most famous beards in history.
When you're one of the highest paid athletes on the planet, what kind of cars do you keep in the garage? James Harden's personal collection, valued at approximately $842,000, is a masterclass in luxury, power, and personal style. The undisputed crown jewel is his $345,000 Rolls Royce Wraith, a beast with a 6.6-liter twin-turbo V12 engine pumping out 624 horsepower, all wrapped in a stunning two-tone red and black exterior that perfectly captures his bold personality. He also owns a Bentley Bentayga, valued at over $231,000, which he specifically noted in an interview was the fastest SUV available when he bought it, thanks to its 626 horsepower W12 engine. For a more practical yet sophisticated ride that provides plenty of space for a 6'5" frame, there's the $145,000 Range Rover Autobiography. This collection isn't just about flash, it's about refined power, right down to his sleek $100,000 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. But here's the part that might surprise you. The most affordable car in his collection is a 2015 Chevrolet Camaro SS. Of course, it's not just any Camaro. It was heavily customized by the famous Platinum Group with a Pantone satin black finish and sits on impressive 24-inch Giovanna wheels. But Harden's investments aren't just limited to high-performance engines. He's also a savvy player in the world of business, building an empire that goes far beyond his garage.
How did a simple decision to stop shaving turn into a multi-million-dollar brand? It all comes down to the beard. James Harden started growing his signature facial hair back in 2009, admitting he was just too lazy to shave. That simple act of laziness morphed into one of the most iconic brands in sports, so recognizable that it has inspired songs, t-shirts, and even a unique candy collaboration with Trolley, which created gummies shaped like his face and beard. This is not just a look, it's a massive financial asset. Financial experts have estimated that shaving his beard could cost him over $10 million a year in lost revenue. It's wild to think his most powerful branding tool happened by accident. Beyond the beard, he's a certified fashion icon, often seen at major fashion shows and experimenting with bold outfits that blend streetwear and high fashion, making him a trendsetter for athletes everywhere. This larger-than-life brand is matched by a lifestyle that's just as legendary, filled with exclusive parties and private jets.
When he's not on the court or in a boardroom, how does James Harden really live? His vibrant social life is legendary, particularly from his years in Houston, where he was a regular at luxury nightclubs. According to multiple reports, he was known to spend tens of thousands of dollars in a single night, and his generosity was so famous that some clubs even hung his jersey from their ceilings as a tribute. He also hosts lavish private parties at his mansion, gathering stars from sports and entertainment. This lifestyle isn't confined to one city. ESPN reports have detailed how he has used his star power to influence team travel schedules, often arranging for overnight stays in his favorite party destinations like Las Vegas. To get there, he frequently charters private jets on his off days, a practice well documented throughout his career. You have to respect the hustle. The man works incredibly hard, and he plays just as hard. But there's another side to this superstar, one that involves giving back and making a real difference in the communities that shaped him.
Beyond the dazzling points, the luxury cars, and the nine-figure contracts, who is the real James Harden? The answer might be found not in what he's earned, but in what he has given back, revealing a deep commitment to community that often goes unseen. This isn't just about writing checks, it's about making a tangible difference. He established his own foundation, The Harden Way, Inc., a nonprofit specifically designed to provide higher learning opportunities and break down financial barriers for promising students from disadvantaged backgrounds. Perhaps seeing his own improbable journey from Compton to global stardom, Harden is dedicated to ensuring others have a pathway to achieve their dreams. His actions during times of crisis speak volumes about his character. When devastating winter storms paralyzed his beloved city of Houston, leaving families without heat, water, or food, Harden didn't just watch from the sidelines. He mobilized, providing over 3,000 hot meals, delivering clean water, and even funding plumbing assistance to help residents get back on their feet. His compassion isn't limited by borders either. He extended his support globally by donating 5,000 essential supply packs to Haitians in a time of need. He understands that real change requires collaboration, which is why he actively works with established charitable organizations like the Jeremy Lin Foundation, the Special Olympics, and the Yao Foundation, deepening his connection to the Houston community. His philanthropic reach is broad, consistently supporting causes from breast cancer awareness and children's welfare to grassroots sports development. And though his NBA career has taken him to different cities and different jerseys, Harden has repeatedly and publicly stated his unwavering commitment to Houston. He has made it clear that while he may no longer play for the Rockets, a part of his heart and his legacy will always be invested in that city's future. This is the side of James Harden they don't always show you. Not just the MVP, but the mentor. Not just the superstar, but the citizen, proving that a true legacy is built not only on records broken, but on lives changed.
So, from the sun-drenched courts of Compton to the brightest arenas on the planet, the story of James Harden is a lesson in evolution.
He's a figure who has constantly defied simple categorization. We've seen the record-breaking scorer, the MVP who could take over any game. We've seen the accidental brand genius whose decision to stop shaving created one of the most recognizable looks in sports history. We've seen the shrewd investor turning foresight into a fortune with deals that rival his on-court highlights. And we've seen the philanthropist, quietly giving back to the communities that shaped him. James Harden's career is a fascinating blueprint for modern stardom, proving that an athlete's impact can be measured far beyond points and assists. It's measured in business acumen, in brand identity, and in the legacy left behind. So when the final buzzer sounds on his career, how will he be remembered? As the unstoppable offensive force, the savvy entrepreneur, or the bearded icon who completely changed the game both on and off the court? We want to hear your thoughts. What part of James Harden's journey stands out most to you? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories behind the legends.